Hello and welcome to Nick V Uncensored. Today we've got Lewis Herms and we're going to be talking about the fake new year. We do this every year. And of course, this is the world of lies we live in. They've messed up the calendars, our histories, uh, people, everything is just upside down. And we're just going to explore now about the fake new year. What is it all about? Is there even a new year? Or is it another date that we haven't been told about? Lewis, thank you so much for joining me. How are you and what have you been up to?
Well, running the campaign, been really trying to clear my plate because I have 5 months of being on the road for campaigning coming up. So right now it's just clear the plate mode. A lot of meetings, setting up infrastructure. So when we're ready, when we win the primary, that we're hitting the ground running going into the general election.
Well, that's amazing, Lewis. And I want to let the viewers know that if they wish to donate to you, the links below in the description. For everyone that wants to donate to Lewis, I think you should. I think he'll be fantastic. We're all supporting you, Lewis, for the candidacy for governor of California. What's the update with that?
Looking good. I mean, we were ranked somewhere around 15th on November 8th. We did the debate. We did really well. And now we're in top five on the conservative side, possibly top three, depending on whose polls that you look at. But regardless, that's a real strong jump in just a few weeks. So and now we haven't even hit the campaign trail yet, so it's going to even only get better for us.
That's amazing, of course. Now it's just New Year's Eve tomorrow. And obviously, we're heading into the year of the 2026, and I believe it's going to be a very big year. I think we might see a lot of arrests. I've seen your post. You done a poll regarding if we're going to see a lot of arrests in 2026. I think that could be a very big possibility. A lot of people think so too. From doing a lot of research with channelers that I trust, have also told me there's going to be a timeline split. Now, why do I think there's going to be a timeline split from my research? I think it's going to be a big year for the push of digital ID, and it's going to be another awakening and another big push that people are going to be pushing against and awakening, and this is going to cause a very big ripple in mass consciousness and causing the veil to thin even further. So yeah, I think 2026 is going to be a very, very big year. But let's talk about the new year. We celebrate the new year. Is it a wrong date? What's going on with it?
100% show's over with the fake New Year.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice day. Um, yeah, it's fascinating. So as you know, I've been studying this for many years, and the ancients operated on a 13-month calendar, and it got all jacked up. So let's just think of a couple things. So if we were on a 13-month calendar, there'd be 28 days in a month, which would be 364 days in a year, right? And then you have one extra day, which would be the day of renewal. It's kind of a day out of time. It's not even considered a date. It's not a they don't it wouldn't even be considered a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. It's not even a day. That's how special that day would be. And then every leap year, because you have to get on the correct functionality, you would have two amazing days. Talk about party time. That would probably be every 4 years. People would be partying like it's 1999. So that's if you had a 13-day calendar. Now, what does a 13-day calendar do for you? That means every month, Monday would fall on the same days. Let's say it was the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd. Every single month, it would fall on the same days. Therefore, your birthday every single year would fall on the exact same day. It's so easy to manage. And I think it's been intentionally manipulated in order to keep us out of resonance. But I'm going to go deep, and this is how it really matters. So if you want proof that there's manipulation, let's look at the month September, by the way, which was Latin. It came from septum. Septum means seven. Yet September is our ninth month. October Octo means 8, yet it's the 10th month. November, Novem in Latin, is 9, yet it's the 11th month, and December decim or decum is 10, and it's the 12th month. So clearly, that's pure evidence. There's the only conclusion to be that they've at least shifted us by 2 months. At minimum, the calendar has been shifted by 2 months. So how'd that happen? Well, some people would say that in Rome they wanted to do some things and they needed to move some dates around and so on and so forth. But they never would have shifted because remember, language means everything to them, especially when there was the Latin language. So they may have added some things and changed it, but they never would have shifted months. So that is done to take us out of our frequency. When we're not resonating at our highest level of frequency, it's harder for us to have discernment, be successful, be free thinkers. All these things are psychologically jarring to us, right? And it messes with our natural rhythms, our God-given discernment. So what is the purpose of that? Well, obviously the purpose is control. But you want more proof? The Bible mentions that shepherds were moving their flock when Christ was born. Okay, well, Christ was born in the dead of winter. Shepherds never move their flocks in the dead of winter. They do it in spring and sometimes in fall. That's it. There's more proof. So it's definitely been manipulated. Now, when the Gregorian calendar came about, and everything was flipped on its head even more, to prove that the New Year's was probably around April, the term April Fools came from the fact that people that were used to the Julian calendar would actually be in line with New Year's being in April. Therefore, they called them April Fools. But it makes sense. Were they really fools? Or would we have a new year when everything's in spring and growing and flourishing? Would that not be the time of renewal? Would that not be the time that you would want to set your goals? I mean, what better way to tell people to set your New Year's goal on a fake date in the dead of winter when it's the hardest time to achieve your goals? I'm just saying, this all goes together. So 13 equal 28 days and months, no varying lengths. It's just exactly the way we should be. And there's just so much evidence that this is what has been done to us. And it's time to even take our calendars back at this point.
I definitely do feel that everything, is being manipulated and twisted or distorted to misalign us with resonance and the resonance of Mother Earth as well, and how the sun moves around us, because I do believe the sun moves around us. Even in the Bible, it says that the earth is it's fixed and immovable with a firmament. Yeah. So something to think about for those people not sure. And also the women's monthly cycle. When we have can you explain that?
Absolutely. So two things. So the average moon cycle is 28 days. The average, it varies. But a woman's cycle averages 28 days. All this stuff is naturally in rhythm, right? And we have to figure out, okay, well, we're going to go on this date. Okay, what date lines up with that day? How's my schedule? It would be so easy. Because here's the thing, if somebody says, let's have a party on March 22nd, you would already know March 22nd in your mind would be a Tuesday, right? We would already know that immediately. So you say, I'm in. You wouldn't have to go run to your calendar, check it out on your phone, figure it out, because you already know whether you're booked on Tuesdays or not anyways, right? It's just godly. And if it's simple, it's God's work. And if it's messy, something else is going on, and something else is going on with their calendar. And it's at this point, guys, you don't need to be a conspiracy theorist to really look into this thing and say, something's broken here. Something does not make sense. Even Eastman Kodak Company for 60 years ran on a 13-month, 28-day calendar. So, by the way, there's been a strategy for over 50 years. The fastest way to pay off your mortgage is make a payment every 28 days instead of the 12 days that 12 the 12 months that they would say. That would be 13 payments in a year.
All right.
And it's
Yes.
been proven to save people a lot of money in interest.
Mm.
It's easy. It's just so simple. It makes so much sense. But you nailed it. A woman's cycle, 28 days. There you go.
It's definitely everything is to confuse us, and the reason why they want to confuse us is so that we don't know who we are. We don't know where we come from. We don't know our history. We are misaligned in resonance, and it's to do with control, so that we can suffer, so that they could harvest loose energy from human beings. That's what it's about. That's their end goal. Do you want to speak on that, Lewis?
Yeah, well, so if I refer Lush in many times to fears, because when we're in fear, we are giving the enemy energy, and it's very, very simple. In if for example, let's liken it to football, since we have football going on, playoffs, and a Super Bowl coming on. Regardless of what you think of the sport, let's just liken it to American football, or even in any sport. If you know your team, let's say, needs a nutrition bars in order to be better, are you going to stop the game and bring over a box of nutrition bars to the other side? No, you're going to finish the game and then you'll feed them afterwards, right? If you're in a war, you're not going to go fuel the tanks if they run out of fuel. Well, fear is the fuel of the enemy. So we have to make a conscious choice not to live in fear. We need to live in high frequency and high confidence. And the best thing that we can do is be happy and laugh. Now, is it hard to be happy and laugh sometimes with all this shit coming down on us? Of course it is. It's very hard sometimes. But guess what? It's still a choice. Still a choice. I've made a choice. I lost my mother. I've lost my father. I had a sister murdered the day I taught her how to walk. I've lost a daughter. I've been very, very sick throughout my life. I made a choice not to let any of those things bring me down, and for me to be the best I can be. And that's through high frequency and laughter. And that is what defeats the enemy ultimately.
Mm. I'm so sorry to hear that. I never knew that about you, Lewis, about your daughter and your sister.
Yep, but I don't mention it. I don't mention it much. It may be in my upcoming book, but I don't live based on my tragedies. My tragedies had helped me become who I am today. Is the way I look at it.
And that's why you're maybe very grounded, because it's those experiences that bring us more to stillness and presence. Maybe but it's those those experiences that naturally make us realize, stop for a minute, and maybe there's an enlightenment or an inner awakening with. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's the choices you make based on those experiences, because it's fight or flight is what it really is. Many people have these experiences, and then like I have a friend, and I ask him sometimes when he's wallowing in his BS, this person, and I would say to him, I'd say, so what's more important, you moving forward or your story? He's still to this day holding on to his story. His story's more important. My story's not that important. Me moving forward and being the best I can be for we the people is what gives me my energies. And the reason why I bring that up is so when we have tragedy in our life, we can have a choice. We can have it make us better, or we can let it take us over. I choose to learn from that experience and take an opportunity. When I was younger, I was in the hospital several times in my first 30 years of life. I mean, several times. Serious, dying a few times. Every single time I entered the hospital, I don't know what it was. I said, this is an opportunity for me to become a better person. And I would either read or listen to things, or I would focus, meditate. I would set goals while I was in the hospital. And I always came out successful and a better person, more advanced because of it. So these are choices we have in our life. We can let life take hold of us, or we can take it by the horns and take care of it
Mm.
ourselves.
And that's why you should be governor of California, because you're living life from experience.
I would agree with you.
Of course you would. Let's talk about Sirona. Sirona is a glutathione that has helped many people. And some people may ask, is it similar to Numi? Or, you used to talk about Numi. Why now Sirona?
Mhm.
Well, we're constantly learning and discovering what works. And we've identified that Sirona glutathione is basically the same elements that is in Numi, if not more powerful and better. And we want to give you the best that we find. And Lewis has done the research himself, and it's still, and also helping somebody that has suffered from eczema. And they've tried everything on the market, everything that the doctor has given her. And accidentally, this glutathione element has helped her remove or reversed her eczema skin condition. She suffered from it for years and years and years. Lewis, do you want to speak on Sirona, please?
Yeah, I'm going to speak on glutathione in particular because glutathione is the most researched element on the planet in regards to the medical industry. I think there's over 170,000 reports on this. Why is that? Because they know it's the master antioxidant. They know it's the deal. It's the one that helps make your mitochondria the best it can be. And when your mitochondria is working the way it is, your mitochondria does the work for you. It sends the signals to the body to go heal this particular element. Sometimes you don't even know. So when I first took glutathione, I had a lung issue, and I was hoping that it would clear up the lung issue, and it did. But my hair went from white to this color. It got darker. I didn't know that was going to happen, right? Some other people, it helps them sleep well. So the beautiful thing about it, the master antioxidant, when you get into your body properly, is that your mitochondria goes to work, and whatever you don't even know may be healed. It's just an amazing, I mean, just an absolute no-brainer, and it's very inexpensive. To give you an idea, you can get glutathione through IVs for, $1,000, $1,200 a month if you want, and they have good results, not great results. Or you can take Sirona and get phenomenal results with their elixir for I like 60, $65 a month or something. It's very, very inexpensive. So it's a no-brainer to me. The other reason why you have to know it works is because the big pharma has been not only studying it, they've been trying to reproduce it synthetically for a long time, and they haven't figured out how to do it yet. That should be a big clue that it's something that you should look into.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to leave the link below in the description for the glutathione. I definitely feel that it's amazing. It will help. And do you want to speak about also the injections that cost so much money, and how and compare it to this, Lewis?
Yeah, so if you can, the theory is if you can get it in your bloodstream, it's going to be successful, right? That's not always true. In fact, there's many things that you inject into your bloodstream that should be going through your digestive system, because your digestive system eliminates, it acts as a filter to protect you. So not everything should be going into your bloodstream. Not to mention, when you take it sublingually, you get a lot more uh, results from it because it's nanosize. Now, not nanobots. You don't have little nanobots going around. Nanosize just means you've brought it down to 1,000th the size of a micro. Most products that are micro size are like they're sublingual. Take them. Well, imagine being 1,000 times smaller than that. It goes directly into your system, and it's just absolutely amazing. Because the thing about glutathione, your digestive system actually breaks it down. So you don't want that to purely go through your digestive system. So it's brilliant the way it's constructive, and the results are phenomenal.
Absolutely. Well, Lewis, thank you very much. And the link below to the glutathione is below. So click the link. And Lewis, thank you very much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Just go to hermsforcali.com. We can take volunteers and donations from anywhere in the world. If you're volunteering from somewhere around the world, you probably would be on social media helping us out, other things, so on and so forth. And I'm going to be going on tour, and I'm looking for a good videographer that wants to tag along with us also. So go to hermsforcali.com, and we've got this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Lewis, and Happy New Year to you. And we'll speak soon. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Take care.